Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas. I just wanted to take a few minutes to thank everybody for 3 years of streaming and to say that it's been an amazing journey. Uh, I wouldn't have done it without all of my supporters, all my friends, all of the Cult of Morg, and all of my Collab Force friends. It's been insane. That being said, there's a little tradition around here at Christmas, and I wanted to tell you a story. This is the story of my grandpa and how we named him Hoppy. If you've been in my streams, you've probably heard this story a few times around Christmas, but I figured why not? Let's go ahead and tell it for full. So, this was probably about 30 years ago, and my grandpa was a kind of person that didn't really give a shit. He didn't care what you thought. He didn't care what you thought about him, about anything else. He was going to say what he wanted to say, and he was going to do what he wanted to do. Well, one Christmas, uh, his brother in law, my uncle, we're going to call him Uncle Arthur, had had his leg amputated because of diabetes. He didn't really take good care of himself, and sometimes that happens, right? Well, uh, we were all sitting around my uncle. We're going to call him Uncle Quinn, his house for Christmas. The kids my age were playing Monopoly in one of the rooms, like we always did. The adults were sitting around the living room. The women were in the kitchen, getting the food ready to go. We had smoked ham like we always do. We had beans and veggies and rice and dressing and all of this good yummy shit, right? So they were in there getting that ready to go so we could all sit down. And Uncle Arthur pulls in. His wife is with him. We called her Ain't Easy because it ain't easy dealing with her. Oh, God, I still remember that. But yeah, he pulled in, uh, and they were getting him up the stairs to get him in the house. He was in a wheelchair, but he had a walker with him. And so me, I hadn't seen Uncle Arthur in a while, so I ran up and gave him a hug and, it's good to see you. Glad you're here. We missed you. Glad you're doing better now. And he was always very friendly. He always took the time to give everybody a hug and, oh, you look so handsome now. Look at you. Or, oh, look at you, young lady. You looking so pretty. That kind of thing. And so he they were, getting him into the living room, and there was a recliner that they were going to put him in, and he had a walker. And the idea with the walker was he'd be able to push himself up out of the wheelchair, readjust, and then kind of fall back into the to a recliner or kitchen chair or whatever. Well, my grandpa, being the idiot that he was, his name was Charles, and I am going to use his real name here because it's funnier that way. He he sees the walker and he's like, Arthur, why you got a walker? You ain't got but one leg. And Uncle Arthur goes, well, it's just so I can get out of the wheelchair and get into a regular chair. And my grandpa goes, huh, okay. So he grabs the walker. And at this point, everybody's talking, right? Everybody's having conversations. It's loud. People are laughing, telling jokes, telling stories. The kids are all talking about Santa and what they're going to get for Christmas. And as soon as he grabs that walker, my grandpa, he pulls up one leg, bends it at the knee, and starts hopping around the living room. Everybody stops talking. There is no conversation going. Everybody is watching this idiot, one legged hop around the living room in a circle until he gets right back in front of Uncle Arthur. He sets the walker back down, puts his leg back down, and goes, yeah, I figure that'll do just fine. From the kitchen, my grandma leans her head around. Charles, what did you do? Well, I had to make sure he wasn't going to fall, didn't I? Everybody breaks out. Everybody's laughing. They cannot believe what they have just seen. My Uncle Quinn, who is usually a very polite person, is fuming. He is not happy. He cannot believe that this happened in front of him. He is speechless. From that night on, instead of, oh, I'm going to Grandpa Charles's house, it was, oh, I'm going to Hoppy's house. If you said, oh, yeah, I'm related to Hoppy, everybody in town knew who Hoppy was from that moment on because that story spread like wildfire throughout my little hometown. And so, in my family, every Christmas, we would tell the story of Hoppy being a dumbass and hopping around the living room on a walker because he thought, I just got to make sure it works, right? Sorry, it cracks me up every time thinking about that old man. He was a piece of work, and I miss him a lot. And I hope that this little dumb story has made you laugh as much as it makes me laugh remembering it, and it makes my family smile. And if it did make you smile, then be sure to pass that smile on to somebody else. That's what the holidays are about, making sure that people are happy, smiling, and taking care of each other. So, from me, my family, the Cult of Morg, and Collab Force, Merry Christmas. I hope you have a happy new year. And don't be a hoppy. But if you do, make sure that you do something so memorable it sticks around forever because somebody's going to tell the story. Take care and goodbye. And we'll see you on the streams.